What's up, everybody? It's the Kenner Collector here. Hope you're having an awesome weekend. In this week's episode, I'm going to showcase a couple of very rare vintage Kenner finds. One that doesn't pop up too often, one that doesn't really pop up on any sites anywhere. So I'm super excited to share these two with you. Collected these over the last few months. Let's go ahead and check these out right now. All right, so this is the first incredibly rare find that I collected a few months back. You see, obviously, this is just a vintage Kenner TIE Fighter, but it's no ordinary vintage Kenner TIE Fighter. And you'll see in a second when I spin this bad boy around. It's actually autographed by its creator, former Kenner concept designer for the original Kenner toy line, Jim Swearingen. This is an amazing piece. I've been trying to collect a couple of his autographed pieces for quite some time now. But he also worked on the X-Wing as well as this TIE Fighter. And Jim travels around. He does, Comic Cons, conventions, Star Wars conventions, all across the United States, Europe. And he's even got a couple of conventions coming up in the United States over the summer, I think. So go ahead and check out those conventions. Try to go to a few of them. But I've been trying to collect this for a long time. And I'm actually going to a convention later this year. And I just recently bought an extra X-Wing for him to autograph, hopefully when I'm there. So stay tuned to the channel late summer. See if I can get that autograph. So just an amazing piece of Kenner history, and obviously comes with, or didn't come with, but you pair this guy up with it, the TIE Fighter pilot from Kenner. So, and just love this figure as well. Just the details. He wasn't a crazy complicated figure, but I loved like the pack on the back. The oxygen tubes, and obviously the insignia on the helmet. So this is a awesome rare piece I just picked up. Let's check out the other really rare piece here next. And we have the Tauntaun here, vintage Kenner Tauntaun. This is autographed by Stephen Geddes. He was a toy sculptor with Kenner back in the day and worked on the Tauntaun, a few other things, the Dagobah playset, and got my hands on this a few months back as well. Obviously, it didn't come with the saddle or the bridle reins because of the autograph on his belly. But a cool thing about this as well is that Steven even sculpted his name in the tail of the Tauntaun, if you didn't already know that. And then I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he when he sculpted the Dagobah playset, he put his name and his children's name in the sculpt or the mold of that playset as well. So really cool to find these, out there, to get a piece of Kenner history that, autographed, one of these amazing vintage toys autographed by one of its creators. So really stoked to add these two pieces to my, vintage Kenner line. Let's go ahead and check out another rare grail next. This is one of my favorite pieces I've added over the years, and one of the more rare pieces. So let's check that out right now. And here's the Holy Grail I just collected a few months back. This is an amazing, rare, vintage Kenner relic, if you would call it that. But they made a couple 6-packs, I think just 2 of these, back in the early 80s when The Empire Strikes Back came out from Kenner. Kenner didn't make a whole lot of the vintage, like 3-packs. The 6-packs are even more rare, and they made kind of an gold yellow box version and then they made this red box version, which I liked better. So I was hunting this red box version for a very long time, for a few years, trying to find one at the right price that came with all the action figures. And this box is definitely not mint by any means. I think it has some ink touch up there on the back where the price sticker looks like it was removed right there in the upper right. Now that's spinning around. But other than that, it's in really good condition. One side of the box is actually still sealed there where the snow trooper is right there. And then the other side is obviously cut open. So let's go ahead and check out the figures that would have came with this 6-pack back in the day from Kenner, along with the little catalog booklet as well. So here's a little advertisement catalog or booklet that would have came with this 6-pack from Kenner. You can see it's copyrighted 1981, Lucasfilm. You can see some of the really cool stuff here on the back. The switcheroos, laser pistol, electronic laser rifle, the die-cast vehicles here on the right, and then even Play-Doh action playset. So you can see here all the different figures from the Empire Strikes Back, a couple of the figure carrying cases, some of the playsets and vehicles. Super cool to go through this. It really brings you back to the early 80s. So let's check out the figures that would have came with this set next. So first we have Han Solo in his Hoth gear, his Hoth outfit. You can see his blaster there at the bottom. All these 6 figures are in mint or very near mint condition. I actually created these custom little baggies with the Kenner sticker on them because unfortunately this did not come with the sealed baggy figures. You can find some of these figures on eBay, Etsy, your local toy shop still in their baggies, but there's one that's pretty much impossible to find. I'll talk about it later. But this is the Hoth Han Solo. So that's the first figure. Then we have the Hoth Snow Trooper with his little vinyl skirt there with his blaster as well. This one's in really amazing condition. And then Lord Vader still has the tip on the lightsaber. All these weapons and accessories, including this lightsaber, are original. He's in fantastic condition as well. Then this is the one, this Hoth Rebel Soldier. I don't know if, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, if you know in the comment section, if you can even find this guy in an original sealed Kenner baggie without having to had purchased him with this ESB 6-pack from Kenner. I've been searching for like 4 months trying to find one of these just in an original sealed Kenner baggie, in hopes that I could buy, all 6 sealed and kind of match it up with this set. But just to find like the 5 that you can get of these that are sealed is crazy expensive. It's like more than the 6-pack if you found it. So then we have C-3PO here. He's in really amazing condition as well as his buddy R2 D2 D2 here as well. So, and you can just get some really cool like little cellophane baggies like this. And then there's a guy on eBay that sells these little stands, right here that I use for some of my figures, and he sells these little Kenner stickers that you can put right on the cellophane bag. So you can kind of create as close as you can to kind of the vintage Kenner style, figure that's sealed with the baggie. So these are the 6 figures that would have came with this 6-pack. So I'm not going to try to put these in the box. I actually have a little acrylic display case for the box because the box alone I think is, could be worth up to $800. And I think this set, this sells, if you can find this with the sealed figures, the 6 sealed figures, Action Figure Grader, if you follow him on YouTube or watch any of his videos on YouTube, he has some really cool videos on what some stuff is recently sold for, what it's worth. And I think there was recently one that sold for about $3,000. I've seen some that have sold for $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You know, if they're sealed, if the box is in really good condition. So yeah, that's it. These are the three pieces that I've recently collected. And thanks for tuning in. And that's a wrap on this week's episode. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, throw a like on this video. It really helps support my channel. I hope you liked my review of the vintage Kenner 6-pack of action figures from The Empire Strikes Back, as well as my autographed vintage Kenner TIE Fighter. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Until next time, collect the Kenner.